The Zephyrian Dominion had ruled the galaxy with an iron fist for 3 centuries, their massive dreadnoughts casting shadows across star systems that had once known peace. They were the apex predators of space, 12 feet tall, armored in chitinous plates with 6 arms that could tear through steel and mandibles that could crush bone. Every sentient species in the galaxy cowered before them, paying tribute in resources, technology, and lives. Commander Vexthul stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Decimator, watching another world burn below. The Kepler colonies had dared to resist taxation, and now their cities were nothing but glowing craters. He clicked his mandibles in satisfaction, the sound echoing through the bridge like breaking bones. "Sir," his lieutenant hissed, approaching with cautious steps. "Long-range sensors have detected something unusual in the Sol system." Vexthul's compound eyes swiveled toward the tactical display. Sol, a yellow star system on the galaxy's outer rim barely worth mentioning in galactic charts. The humans there had been silent for over 400 years, ever since they'd launched their last desperate colony ship and gone dark. What could those primitive mammals possibly— Vexthul stopped mid-sentence. The sensor readings showed massive energy signatures awakening across the Sol system. Ships, hundreds of them, were powering up simultaneously. On Earth, in a facility buried 3 miles beneath the Canadian Rockies, Daisy Chen's eyes fluttered open for the first time in 4 centuries. The cryo-sleep chamber hissed as it released her from its frozen embrace. Her body ached as circulation returned. But her mind was sharp, enhanced by the neural modifications humanity had developed before the long sleep. "Status report," she whispered, her voice hoarse but commanding. The AI's voice filled the chamber, calm and measured. "Colonel Chen, all primary objectives have been achieved. The Terra Reformation Project is complete. All sleeper ships have successfully established colonies in 47 star systems. Most importantly, the Zephyrian Dominion has revealed their true nature." Daisy smiled grimly as she stepped out of the chamber, her enhanced muscles already adapting to movement. Around her, thousands of other chambers were opening, each containing humanity's finest soldiers, scientists, and strategists. They had gambled everything on this moment, pretending to be extinct while they slept and let the galaxy show its true colors. 3 decks up, Jack Morrison emerged from his own chamber, his hands immediately reaching for the weapons that had been waiting for him. As humanity's greatest military tactician, he had designed the strategy they were about to execute. 400 years of simulations had played out in their sleeping minds. Every possible scenario calculated and recalculated. "Time to collect on some old debts," he muttered, pulling on the sleek black armor that had been crafted from materials that didn't exist when humanity had first gone to sleep. The Zephyrians had made a critical error. They assumed that silence meant extinction, that absence meant defeat. They had never encountered a species capable of patience on a geological scale, willing to sacrifice 4 centuries to ensure victory. As Jack made his way to the command center, he passed walls lined with the recorded testimonies of every species the Zephyrians had brutalized. The aquatic Vortans, enslaved for their healing capabilities. The crystalline Shimmerers, harvested until only a few dozen remained. The peaceful gardens of Proxima, strip-mined until their homeworld was a lifeless husk. Humanity had watched. Humanity had recorded. And now humanity would act. The first Zephyrian patrol to encounter the awakened humans never even managed to send a distress signal. The human vessels moved like nothing they had ever seen, phasing in and out of subspace, striking from impossible angles with weapons that ignored conventional shielding. Daisy stood on the bridge of the Vengeance, humanity's flagship, as reports flooded in from across the galaxy. Every Zephyrian stronghold was under simultaneous attack. Their empire, built on the assumption of their own invincibility, crumbled in hours. "Sir," her communications officer reported, "we're receiving surrender requests from every remaining Zephyrian fleet." "Denied," Daisy replied without hesitation. "Continue the assault." Jack's voice crackled through the comm from his position commanding the ground forces on Zephyros Prime. "Daisy, we've breached their homeworld's defenses. The civilian population is requesting sanctuary." "Granted," she replied, "but Vexthul and his command structure face trial for genocide. No exceptions." The battle for Zephyros Prime lasted 6 hours. When it ended, Commander Vexthul found himself in chains for the first time in his existence, staring at the 2 humans who had orchestrated his empire's downfall. Impossible, he chittered. You were extinct. Gone, we confirmed it. Jack smiled, the expression cold enough to freeze plasma. We learned something important during our long sleep, Vexthal. The difference between predators and humans is simple. Predators hunt when they're hungry. Humans hunt when they're patient. Daisy stepped forward, her enhanced frame still dwarfed by the alien commander but radiating an authority that made him shrink back. Your species spent 3 centuries terrorizing the galaxy. You made one critical mistake. You assumed that mercy was weakness, that patience was cowardice. What will you do with us? Vexthal asked, his voice barely a whisper. What you never learned to do, Daisy replied. Show mercy to those who deserve it, and justice to those who don't. Your soldiers who were following orders will be allowed to return home. Your commanders who ordered atrocities will stand trial, and you, Vexthal, will spend the rest of your very long life helping to rebuild what you destroyed. As news of humanity's awakening spread across the galaxy, something unprecedented happened. Species that had been enemies for millennia began to cooperate, united by the knowledge that the galaxy's greatest threat was no more. The humans didn't demand tribute or subjugation. They offered protection and alliance to any who desired it. The Zephyrian dominion fell not in centuries of war, but in a single day, brought down by a species that had mastered the art of waiting. And in that waiting, humanity had learned something that made them truly terrifying to those who would prey on the innocent. Sometimes the best revenge is served not hot, but after a very, very long time. The galaxy would never be the same. And for the first time in 3 centuries, that was exactly as it should be.